What's up, everybody? I'm back with another tool deals video, but this is not a tool deal. Actually, it kind of is. If you haven't already, go and watch my impact driver video that I made on the same Metabo HPT, Metabo, and Milwaukee. I compared those. That's going to give a little more depth, so I'm not boring you with the same stuff again here, talking about batteries and all that whatnot. So we're just going to strictly talk about the tools, but maybe I will pop the batteries in there so you can see how these things perform a little bit. So what we have this Metabo HPT drill driver. It's not a hammer drill. Then we have this Metabo brushless hammer drill. All these are brushless. And then we have the big boy M12 Milwaukee FUEL hammer drill, Gen 2. Okay? Now, 12 volt, 18 volts. And it's hard when you're online looking at pictures because you really can't tell how small some of these tools are. I did not know that this tool was this small. Now, this Metabo is bigger because it has a hammer function, right? And we're going to, while we're here, let's compare these hammer functions. Now, look at this Milwaukee. Now, this Milwaukee, in order to get to the hammer function, I don't like what you have to do, right? You have to bypass all of these different settings, right? Which is only 16 of them. And you have your drill setting, and then you have your hammer drill setting. So I don't really like that because it's too much to do. Over here with the Metabo, it's a lot smarter. So you have your settings here. You have your hammer, then you have your drill, then you have your screw. You set it in screw, and then you could change your settings on a completely different dial here, which I like. That does make the tool a little bit longer though, right? Because otherwise it would be pretty much the same length as this, but we see it's not. And it is like, well, Chris, that is the same length. Yeah, that's because, let me put those teeth back in. All right, now you can see. Now you can see how much longer that is than this, right? Other than that, these tools are virtually, oh, that still wasn't back all the way. Now it's even. Look at that. Big difference. And the thing is, when you look at the design, they're pretty much laid out the same. Fins back there, you know, they're laid out pretty much the same. So anyway, let's continue to talk about the size of these things. Let's compare this to the Milwaukee. Again, way smaller, way smaller. Let's go over here and put them on the table. Okay, now they're all kind of tilted to the right a little bit, but you can clearly see how much smaller this Metabo HPT is. And again, that's more than likely due to the hammer function, but I still find it weird that there's a lot more body on the Milwaukee than there is on even this Metabo here. Well, I guess now it kind of makes up for that right there, that dial. But yeah, there's a huge, huge difference. This Metabo HPT is really compact, and it is an 18 volt tool. Now let's talk about weight. The Metabo over here to the left, this hammer drill weighs 2 pounds without a battery. The Metabo HPT without a battery weighs 1.9 pounds. And again, you got to keep in mind there's no hammer function. So if it had the hammer drill version of that, would weigh a little bit more. And the Milwaukee weighs in at a hefty 2.3 pounds. 2.3 pounds for this. I forgot what that was. 1.9 pounds for that. That's almost a whole half pound heavier. And you could tell, this is a hefty boy. That's not light, but gosh, this is a hefty beast. And this is not hefty at all. Now, while we're here, let's go over some torque specs. Back over here at Metabo, this drill produces 398, basically 399 inch-pounds of torque. This Metabo HPT produces 485 inch-pounds of torque. And this Milwaukee produces 350 inch-pounds of torque. So wait a minute, that's weird, right? So the Milwaukee out of the bunch is the least powerful, and that's advertised number. We know Milwaukee always inflates their stuff. So $350, $399, $485 in the middle. Again, this is still not a hammer drill though. Now let's talk about the RPMs. Let's start with the Milwaukee. The RPMs on the Milwaukee, it goes up to 1700 RPM. The Metabo HPT, 1700 RPM. And the Metabo 1650. Now, in addition to that, since this is not a hammer drill, we can't really talk about the blows per minute on that one. But the Metabo goes up to 21,000 blows per minute, whereas the Milwaukee does 25,500 blows per minute. So much better over there in that category. Now we're going to talk about ergonomics, and I'll put 2 amp hour batteries on these real quick. All right, now here they are with their battery packs on there. Again, this is an 18 volts, so it's a big battery. This is a smaller 2 amp hour battery, and this is a 2 amp hour battery. When it comes to the batteries, the Milwaukee does not have a battery indicator on there. The newer Metabo HPTs do have the battery indicators on them, and of course Metabo has the battery indicator on them. Oops. So let's start with the Metabo HPT. This feels really good in your hand. It just feels really good. And this is high. Okay. Metabo, also in high. That is so quiet. That is so quiet. It's a delay on the brake though. Let's check the brake on this one. Pretty good brake. And the Milwaukee. I put it in 2. Not that great of a brake. It's okay. What about the sound? That's pretty loud. Oh, that is so smooth and quiet. It feels like a toy. It feels so weak. Yeah, that sounds like a vacuum. Yeah, okay, so quietest, second quietest, loudest. Now, there's one feature I want to show you guys before I forget, because I didn't write it down, and that is inserting a bit into the chucks. It's quite interesting, so let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so I had to set up the camera to show you guys this. So let's start with the Milwaukee. Now, there was a video going around some months ago about the proper way to lock a bit into a drill, and it's funny because no instructions I've ever seen explain how to lock it in place. We all just do this. And you hear ratchet, and then we're thinking, oh, we're good. But a lot of times it'll loosen up and we don't know why. Once you turn it to the right, tight, you got to go 1 click over to the left. So there we go. Now it's locked in place. You see that? There's a little play there. Now it's locked in place, and that ain't going no whither. No whither. But if you keep going, there you go. It's unlocked. You can pull it out. So tighten it. Turn to the left. Boom. Well, to the right, rather. You get what I'm saying. Your left, my right. All right. So there we go. Now it's in there. We're ready to rock. So let's loosen that up. Go over to the Metabo. I see guys, they think they're so fancy. They put it in there and then turn it on and it'll spin up. The instructions clearly say don't do that. But, ooh, a nice loud ratchet there. And then, ooh, see, now this one has a lot more haptic feedback as far as sound goes to let you know that, hey, it ratcheted and then boom, now it's locked. So, again, there's a lot more play in there too to really let you know, hey, it's locked in place. As opposed to the Milwaukee, it's a lot more subtle, so you got to kind of know what you're doing. And again, it's going nowhere. There we go. So again, tighten it up. Turn to your left, my right. And now it's locked. Very smooth. Oh my God, is that really is all the way up there. Man, that is so quiet. All right. Now to the Metabo HPT. tighten it, and turn to the left. Nothing. This one doesn't lock like that. It's just, you do what we always thought. Turn it all the way until it's nice and tight, and then that's it. Now, I prefer to lock them in place, but this probably won't be a big issue for most people. But yeah, it doesn't lock. So that's the first drill I think I've ever seen, modern drill, that doesn't lock. Now, one thing to also note, this is a 1/2-inch chuck. This is a 1/2-inch chuck, and they're all metal. But this Metabo is a 3/8 chuck. So it's 3/8 inch, it's not a 1/2-inch chuck. So it's not going to take all the bits that this Milwaukee and this Metabo HPT will. Now finally, we're going to talk about pricing, general pricing. This is a kit I was showing you guys earlier in the year. This was a kit, came with 2 4-amp-hour batteries, a hard case, a charger, this hammer drill, and it was $79.99 for all of that. 2 4-amp-hour high output batteries at that. Charger, hard case, and this drill that outperforms this Milwaukee, except for in terms of RPMs, it's 50 RPMs slower and produces less blows per minute. Now, this, I think we've seen it for $99. I think that's the cheapest I've seen it all year, $99. Tool only. And then this bad boy, woo, factoring in all, you had to buy, if you bought it in the kit in September or August, between August 1st and September 30th, if you bought this kit from Lowe's, you got 8 items, and excluding the value of each item, we're just going to call it 8 items and divide the price, which was like $75 or $70 or something. This thing broke down to be $9.40 something cents. So just call it $9.50, which is insane. So I mean, we probably will never see that again. And it wasn't a glitch. It was just a sale that Metabo HPT was running, and on top of Lowe's clearancing it at the time. So we had a clearance, and then Metabo HPT was giving away free batteries. And then on top of that, it was a buy more, save more. So you had a buy more, save more, clearance items, and then Metabo HPT was giving out free batteries. This is why you got to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell, because you'll find deals like this. $9. All right, lastly, let's talk about warranty. 3 years on the Metabo, 5 years on the Milwaukee, and on this $9.50 wonderful tool here. Lifetime warranty. Not a lifetime service agreement, but a lifetime warranty. So anyway, this was really just a video to illustrate how good Metabo HPT 18-volt tools are. They're small and powerful. That's crazy to me. Now, obviously, this is not their big boy best drill. No, it's not by a long shot. They have an 18-volt big boy hammer drill, and then they have a 36-volt big boy hammer drill. I think that 18-volt produces like 650 inch-pounds, and then the 36-volt was like 1,300 inch-pounds, something wild, which I also have. So anyway, yeah, that was just all I wanted to illustrate. I was just packing these up to sell them and realized, like, wait a minute, this thing is pretty teeny. Wait a minute, let me go get the Metabo. Wait a minute, it's smaller than the Metabo. Oh my goodness, let me get the Milwaukee. It's smaller than that and lighter. And this thing just feels... Oh, I didn't even go over ergonomics. I mean, this feels bad in your hand. It's fat. Like, my fingers can barely touch each other. And when I measure this out, this is like 2.4 inches wide, the handle. I measured this out. You see it in the Impact Driver video. This was like 1.7 inches. And I didn't bother measuring this out. It's probably 1.8 inches. So these feel way better in your hand. You see my thumb and my middle finger can overlap over here. They're just touching each other. And here, they overlap again. Very comfortable. Very easy to reach everything. But again, they're all good tools. I just wanted to kind of go over that as far as drills go. Also, let's look at the settings here again. 16 settings there. 20 on the Metabo HPT. There you go. 20 on the Metabo HPT. And if you want to get to drill, you got to just turn it all the way. There you go. Well, you want to make sure this lines up with the arrow. and it snaps in place. There you go. 20, and on the Metabo, it's also also 20. There you go. So anyway, I think honestly out of all of them, I like this kit for the $80. Not $80 now. I don't know what it is, like $100 and something now. Still a good kit for all of that if you could find it. But I mean, you couldn't beat this $9 right here. Woo boy. So anyway, that's it for today's video. Hopefully it was helpful. I'll see you guys next time.